Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so a lot of you know that what I share in my stories and a lot of my social media is really about living your best life, living your cleanest life. And, I just wanted to take you a walk through my home to show you exactly what I have done in order to make sure that we have the best health options out there. Now, I will tell you, I've been down this path for over 20 years, and I'll give you a little bit of backstory as we talk amongst this. Now, if you are educated in living toxin-free or low tox, drop a 1 in the comment, okay? Maybe if you're kind of in the middle and you know some stuff, drop a 2. Maybe if this is something that's brand new to you, drop a 3. And you can always DM me and ask me questions. You guys, and because I have studied this so intently for over 20 years, I have changed a lot of what I've done with my family. Hey, you guys. And so you're going to see, and I see some people on here. They're my 1+, right? Because a lot of us are on the same page. But I learned this lesson early on when I had one of my children that was sick, and my other kids were having some health challenges, as were I. So what we did is I started doing research. I partnered actually with our local health food store right outside of Detroit, Michigan, before Whole Foods was even a concept or anything like that. And then, oh yes, hi Jaden, yes, for sure. I'm home the rest of this week. I'll get with you after this. So what I did is we really went all in and said we have to change the way that we're living, because I was starting to learn more about our environment, how they really have, and they truly have weaponized our food, water, and air. So what are the 2 things that you can take control of in your home, okay? And even when you're traveling now, right, is those exact 3 things. So I'm just going to walk you through this, and then I'm going to show you some of the things that I have. Okay, so the first thing is that when we bought this home, my whole philosophy was to get a whole home unit. And if you're doing reverse osmosis, that's fine, but I wanted to take it to the next level, okay? Yes, you're absolutely right. 90% of our products at the grocery store are made with genetically modified ingredients. So, by the way, those are not even allowed in Europe and Australia, but we'll talk more about that too. So on this side of my house, which is my kitchen, which is facing my neighbor over here, okay, I put a whole dechlorinator on our home from Connectco, okay? So that means it removes all the chlorine out of the water. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's over 200 toxic chemicals in tap water, so you guys want to think twice before you drink out of your faucet. Wells, it can seep into your wells. I always recommend you have to have a filter on your shower and for your drinking water, okay? So we put the dechlorinator on. So then what I did too is, because on my custom made water spout on my sink, my kitchen faucet sink, I couldn't put my drinking water on there. So I'm going to show you what I've had for 20 years, which I swear by, which is one of the key components of why, we never get sick. Okay. And that is this Kangen water filter right here. Now, that is the Rolls Royce of water. And the reason why I invested in this when I didn't have any money, 19 years ago, is because I got educated from the chiropractor I was currently seeing, and about how, toxic our water supply is. Now, guys, these are not scare tactics, but if you haven't noticed that, especially over the last 10 years, is that autoimmune disorders, cancers, illnesses, they're off the charts. And it's just because of the toxins in our environment. And don't mind, the dogs are in the background. So anyways, so here's what else I want to show you. American made, okay, charcoal toothbrushes, because your typical plastic toothbrush actually causes receding gums because of the plastics in those, and you're brushing your teeth with them. So you've got to make sure that you're using natural toothbrushes. That's one of the key things. Another really good thing that I've talked about a lot is a charcoal toothpaste. Make sure you read the ingredients, because you don't want glycerin in your toothpaste or fluoride. If you do the research on fluoride, you will know that it's one of the top toxins in there, okay? Thank you very much for my hair. So I'm trying to read the comments and talk at the same time and walk around, but these are just things that you can change gradually. Now, if you can't get a Kangen filter, there are plenty of countertop. I recommend the one by My Patriot Supply. You can go to their website. They have a really good one on there. You guys, I don't make any money off this shit. Some of them are direct sales companies, some of them aren't. Okay. So, but anyways, be that as it may. If you go look here in my drawer, okay, you're going to see all of my essential oils. Okay. I do use doTERRA. I love it. If you don't, find a doTERRA rep that that you can, switch business from. If you need somebody, I have somebody, is that. So the toothpaste is called Desert Essence. Okay. So we talked about that. Personal care products. You guys follow me. You know that I am loaded up here with all of my Monate product. But another thing that I want to talk about that's really key, your deodorant. So aluminum, which is in 99% of the deodorants, actually causes Alzheimer's. Okay. That's one of the key ingredients that causes that. And then the other thing, here's another really good one too. I love this deodorant too. So it just depends on which one I want. Sometimes you do have to reapply more than once. If some of you are using a stone, and maybe some of you are going completely deodorant free, sometimes that takes a little bit of time, but you know what? Go for it. I just can't. I sweat a lot. So some of the things that you can just change in your bathroom, in your water. And then I wanted to share something else with you as well. And, go here. I don't have a lot of groceries because I'm kind of home alone this week because Jay and Kat are on their annual daddy-daughter event. So, you guys, especially for this, hold on one second. I just got to get this out of the way. But, okay. So my fridge is loaded with healthy fruits and vegetables, whole foods. I do love the Good Company because they have a lot of probiotic dairy products. And you know what? And especially when you guys are talking about fermentation and products like that, you want to really look at and make sure that it's a clean brand. Eden is one. Simple Truth has some, which is a Kroger Harris Teeter brand. And then the Good Culture Company too. I really like their products. But I'll go out to the farm, my local farm here, and get that. And I'll get eggs too, but unfortunately, Farmer Alex has been on vacation. The next best eggs that I can find when I do not have my farm fresh eggs is Vital Farms, and they will tell you exactly where the eggs come from, and it's the organic. Those are also very much higher in omegas. So think about that for a second. Absolutely amazing, right? And I'm going to go in and I'm being very transparent, you guys. It's just the middle of the day I decided to do this. I didn't hide anything from anybody trying to do anything, but you guys will see like all my baking supplies and monk fruit sugar. Ooh, that's a good one. And then, we have some natural breads and stuff like that and stuff left over from Thanksgiving. I have to learn how to like sweet potatoes. It's one of the superfoods along with avocados. For me, I could eat an avocado a day, really, which is really good for you. So, just sharing some of those finer things. I just had my floors redone. So even all of the floors, my area rugs, my carpet that I just put in my podcast studio, all organic. And you're going to have to pay a little bit more, but you're not breathing in the fumes and the plastics because they're not treated with that. Okay. So yes, organic is the best, but you know what? If you can find an organic farm, that's even better, where you can get your fruits and vegetables. Now you have to be careful with a farmer's market, you guys. They have to show you proof. And I've asked for this before, when you're at your farmers markets, that they don't actually use herbicides and pesticides to treat their stuff. You guys, there's so many natural things out there that work just as well. Even before we bought our misters outside, because you guys, I live in the swamp. I live in the low country. It's kind of dank out here. Okay. But the great thing about, being out here where we have a lot of water, we have a lot of foliage and all that kind of stuff, you can find treatment companies that'll come out twice a week. They have an all natural. I used to use that a lot through Mosquito Squad. And then we put the misters in there, and it's basically like sandalwood, patchouli, all that kind of great stuff. So someone asked me on here, if you guys have questions, I will try to answer all of them. What are the best snacks that kids will actually eat? I'm going to tell you right now, it's the ones you buy. So my kids, I was the weird mom, and starting when they were very, very young, like kindergarten and second grade, when I got schooled, that I was the mom that was putting Whole Foods in their lunches and not something that came out of a bag. I'm going to tell you right now, after listening to Eat Smarter by Sean Stevenson, if you guys don't follow him, He's amazing. I love him. Ed Milet has a lot of health tips. Andy Frisella. They all are sharing those because it's a part of their for cripe's sake. It's a part of their life. So the great thing is that you can, make these subtle changes. You don't have to spend a lot of extra money. But when I found out that, when my son got really sick, I went in and I did a whole house cleanse and went totally all natural. So everything that you can find in my house, 95% of it, the paint that we've used on the walls, the, like I said, the flooring that we put in, the carpet, the food in the fridge, my personal care products, my water's huge. So you guys, one last thing. I talked about our water filters. Not only will great, clean personal care products help you, your water will make a huge, huge difference. So, for those of you that know, can you see down there? I'm trying to show you my saltwater therapy pool. Okay. I was so serious about the chlorine. Okay. And even though you have salt water, if you remember the old chemist days, you remember when the sun hits the water, it produces chlorine naturally, chloride, right? I have a filter on the back of my pool to take that out. So, there's it's a saltwater therapy. You actually can just float right on top of it. But that's how important, all of this has been for us to really transition into. I've noticed, Jay and I, yes, we've been together for 17 years, but, I already came into our relationship hardcore, organic, clean, very little dairy, very little gluten. And you guys, if you listen to nutritionists that are truly educated about this, you're going to hear them say that, there's your good gluten and there's your bad gluten. So that was really interesting for me to learn about all of that. And then also epigenetics. Phenomenal. I don't know about you guys, but I want to look this age for the rest of my life if I don't keep reverse engineering it. But it's just start somewhere. Just start with what's in your fridge. Start with your water and start with your personal care products because that's going to be 95% of it. Okay. When you put a carcinogen in your mouth or on your skin, it takes 7 seconds to get to all your organs. So think about that for a second. So think about how much better that you would sleep, how much less stress and anxiety that you would have if you didn't have all of these chemicals flowing through your body that these big conglomerate corporations were trying to get into you because it's, y'all, look, it's a racket. You got the food companies that are in the drug companies' pockets. You got the drug companies that are in the food companies' pockets. And it just keeps going on and on and on. So my suggestion to you, one, follow Sean Stevenson. He's Sean Model on Instagram. You've got to follow Robert Kennedy Jr. He actually was so much viable information. And then my good friends, Shannon and Clara, that owned Zerbo's, and it's still there in Livonia, Michigan, outside of Detroit. I was there to buy some stuff the last time I was up there for a visit. Oh, gosh. The last thing I got to talk to you about this. Hold on one second. So do you know one of the top things that they put chlorine in, which is terrible for you? Chlorine pools, all of it. Terrible for you guys. You know what? I'm so nitpicky that all of my paper products are natural, chlorine free, and you're going to see a lot of the new bamboo stuff coming out as well. So think about what you can do right now to turn your life around so that you can live low tox and toxin free. Last thing is, Shark's got a really good one. And I'm like walking through here because I'm like, oh yeah, I got to talk about this. No, yeah, I got to talk about that. So your family is done with injectables, no Botox or vaccines. Honestly, so you guys need to go look at the information and studies that Robert Kennedy just posted about injections. Botox is terrible for you. You guys, this weight loss drug that a lot of people are on, this Ozempic, the stuff that's coming out, I'm so worried about some of my friends that are on it. But, anyways, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Okay, last thing I want to show you. Shark's got a really good one, but I have one of the best air filters that you can have because our main floor is pretty big. So I got the big one. But I'm telling you, all of the things that are filtered in through the chemtrails, through, them, coming in. And I know in some cities, they're just like spraying streets with pesticides and all this kind of stuff. You have to take responsibility for it, just like you have to take responsibility in everything else in your life. But you need to do the research. So just start with those two basic people's information that I gave you. If you want any more information on anything, on, non-toxins, low tox living or anything like that, I am more than happy to help you out, because this really, it's the reason why I have been with, when I partnered up with my current company, and I've been with them for 10 years. So the other thing that I will tell you is that that you have a clean product when it's manufactured to EU and AU standards. So what does that mean? So Europe is the second largest continent that actually bans more chemicals, and Australia is the most strict. So Europe bans over 1,200. Australia is closer to 1,300. We have no regulations here in the U.S. It's only 8 chemicals that they've banned, and they haven't banned anything since 1908. Y'all, you know what? We got to take charge. And it's about us saying no to the big conglomerates and saying yes to natural whole foods. And I'll tell you something else. Cereal is the worst thing that you can eat or feed your kids in the morning. Every single cereal out there, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's got sprouted grains in it. I don't care. It will it causes a spike in insulin. So, when we switched, we would, get the organic cereals and stuff like that until I found out more. And my kids, now they have either eggs, or they have a really cool smoothie that they make. And there's some really good things that you can add into that. But, your Whole Foods is where it's at. So, yes, Maria. Yeah, absolutely. We have to be advocates, and we have to partner together, and we have to just really, show people, share with them, and educate them. So absolutely. So you guys, I know that this was a little bit longer than I normally go live, but I just wanted to share with you all of this knowledge that I've had over the last 20 years. And really, my whole thing is, how can I be of service? How can I help? How can I use the knowledge that I have, the skill set that I have, just to, help you guys make your lives better. So anyways, if you have anything else, you guys want to hear topics or anything like that, I know that I talk a lot about, what I love doing, but this is also something that I really, really, really love, and I've been doing for a long time. And I give unsolicited, needed advice. You guys, one thing that I always go back to, science doesn't lie. Science doesn't lie. So follow, and then also too, Sean's podcast is called The Proven Model, but his book is also great to listen to on Audible. A lot of information, a lot of science backing it, and he's really funny. So anyways, all right, you guys. Oh, and you can get his cookbook. That just came out. So I was listening to him the other day on Ed Milet, just talking about, how we can really, so the brain's first, the gut is second. The gut has a direct, connection to the brain through the vagus nerve. So you know what? We're all energetic beings, and food and water are energy. All right, you guys, take care. I really appreciate you. Thanks for listening in. If you found this of value, I'm going to get it up on, I'm going to post it. It's not IGTV anymore. It's going to go to a reel, but please feel free to share it if you found the information useful. And, yes, Karen, you probably are doing better than you thought, but you know what? When you find somebody that has interesting information, like I'm really, really into this microbiome and the epigenetics, it's really cool. So just check it out. And it's not hard to understand. If you get somebody that understands it and they can break it down really simply, then thumbs up. All right, you guys, take care. Mwah. Love you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.